back when Barack Obama was 8 years old, he had a nanny in Indonesia, and he had the same nanny for about 2 years. And she has been quiet up until now. She's kind of talking to the media a little bit about her story. And it turns out that she's a transgendered woman living in Indonesia. She has a very sad story. She's very, very scared of being persecuted for being transgendered. So she has gone back to dressing like a man, although, you know, she identifies as a woman. Now, she says that Barack Obama never knew that she was transgendered. You know, whether or not her mother knows is his mother knew is a completely different story. But she says that, you know, she didn't even know what happened to him until she saw like an article about him recently. She's like, oh my God, I used to be the nanny for this guy.
That's amazing to me. That's the most amazing part of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, that you could live in a place in the world where you don't know about President Obama. Forget that you don't know President Obama.
Yeah.
There's a person that you babysat. You're like, oh, look at that. He turned out to be the most powerful man alive. Huh.
I know, it's
Unbelievable.
incredible.
Okay, so this story is not at all helpful because to us, it's entirely irrelevant. Who cares, right? So he happened to have a nanny who, I mean, what did your nanny do? What did she wind up being? I don't know. And what do you know as a kid, right? But what will conservatives do? They're like, aha, ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
I know.
You know,
I'm afraid to see how Fox News is going to take this story and what they're going to do with it. Because you're right, to us it isn't anything. In fact, if anything, like what I got out of this story is some of the horrible things that transgender people have to go through in Indonesia, right? Like that's the angle I'm looking at it from. But yeah, Republicans, conservatives are going to look at this and say, what the fuck?
That's what they're going to say. Okay. And look, it'll start with the bloggers. It'll start with, you know, people calling into radio shows and then conservative radio hosts. I don't know if it'll go all the way to Fox News. Maybe I'm being ridiculously naive after all these years. But there'll be a lot of simmering stuff underneath in that cauldron of hate on the right-wing side. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, he grew up transgendered communist. Everybody knew it. Like, how does it play in? I'd say, oh, you know, Saul Alinsky.
No, you know how he's been called every word under the sun, like Marxist, socialist, whatever. They're just going to put transgendered in there now.
Yeah.
Like, even though it makes no sense.
No. But they will say that he was influenced at an early age by this transgendered caregiver.
All of a sudden, Donald Trump is going to want to see his penis.
I hope to God that isn't true. Does he want to show him the long form?